Welcome to today's Veroscope, where we're going to continue with Jennifer Soto, who is being interviewed on February the 28th by Orange County Sheriff officers. And this is before the interview that everyone's seen in the nice interview room with the two officers. This is audio only and reveals, in my opinion, far more in its early stages because it's closer to the crime. And the closer we can get to the actual crime, the more authentic the analysis can be with regards to their linguistics, because they haven't had time to begin to practice or alter or think about things as much. So let's talk about what I find particularly interesting. Stephan Sterns had a flat tire when he was on his way to hide Madeline's body. Oh, by the way, if you're new to the case, which you might be, because according to YouTube, a lot of the audience is from the UK. If you're new to the case, this is Stephan Sterns, and he's been sentenced to 21 life sentences without the possibility of parole for the murder of Madeline Soto. Her mother, this is Jenn Soto, whose words we're going to be analysing today, and this is Madeline Soto, who was killed just before her 13th birthday, the birthday celebration day on the Sunday, I believe, or she was just 13. Absolute tragedy. And what we're hearing in the linguistics from her mother is that it appears, in my opinion, and what the language shows, that she may have, and is highly probable that she does, have knowledge which she isn't revealing to us or to the people who have been interviewing her. So, what do we find with Stephan Sterns and Madeline Soto's story about the flat tire? Well, it happened. He did get a flat tire whilst hiding Madeline's body. Absolute perfect karma from the angels, and as a result of that, his car was seen on the road, and as a result of that, the police officers and those who were searching found Madeline's body far more quickly. And I think he had a plan to return to the hiding site and hide her better, and I think possibly the plan was to take her to an area where her body wouldn't have been found in the course of time. So, what does Jennifer Soto describe to us? She describes to us the injury which Stephan Sterns suffered. Thank you. And she says something slipped while he was doing something with the, and then she says, what's the crank that pops that? The lifter. We're going to listen to the audio after some of the analysis. Sometimes we do the audio first and then the analysis, and some people prefer that as a learning system. But today we're doing the analysis first and then some of the audio, because our brains work in different ways. If you're new to forensic linguistics and statement analysis, and you're wondering what's going on here, what are we doing? Well, stay with us, subscribe to the VEROSCOPE channel, and you'll very quickly learn how to spot gaslighting, manipulation, when someone's lying to you, when someone's being deceptive to you, and you'll learn in enough depth and detail that you'll spot quite a lot of it. And you probably always have been. Your gut feel has probably been working perfectly well up until now. And so what this does is it puts the aha knowledge at the forefront of your mind that matches your gut feeling. That's a good way to describe it. But let's talk about Jennifer Soto. So she uses double vague language. Look carefully. She says something slipped while doing something. Something slipped while he was doing something. This is double vague. We notice the sensitivity of the something. we mark it with deception flags. Singular deception flags mean nothing by themselves. We've already learnt that. They mean nothing per se. So it's only when we see clusters of these deception markers or deception flags that we begin to think, And when we see superclusters, we really start to think maybe this statement is deceptive. But we always start off by believing the subject. That's how we start. Our mental frame must be that we believe what they're saying until they themselves talk us out of that opinion. She says, something slipped and his finger got caught between the frame and the jack, I think. So, mechanical ignorance and the uncertainty marker, I think, about the explanation that she claims she was told directly. Why would you need to think that? But then this is followed by certainty. So I know he's had a band-aid on his finger right now. So we're referring to Stephan Sterns, and the injury he suffered whilst hiding Madeline's body is the story that we're being told. But possibly there's another part of this story. And we're going to analyze the linguistic pattern of retrofitted cover stories. So when someone reports a real event, in this case it's the flat tire, and it's verifiable, it was seen, and that's how Madeline's body was found all the sooner. But they sometimes match it with a convenient explanation piggybacked onto it, possibly his injured finger during the tire change. And then when we see the language of this piggyback convenient explanation for his injured finger, we see uncertainty markers in the language, the I think. We see the vague mechanism, the something something, do you remember? Despite claiming direct communication. Certainty on physical evidence, the band-aid exists, and unverifiable, doesn't remember exactly where, talking about the injury. So we have a pattern which is common. We have a real event plus fabricated detail attached. And this is common with gaslighters and liars. They will very often use real events and then most commonly lie by omission, in other words, leaving things out of the real event, and sometimes adding some fabricated detail to explain away something else. They combine the truth with the fabrication. And it doesn't necessarily mean that we're right, but this is a good learning tool for those who are learning forensic linguistics and statement analysis with VEROSCOPE. And if you want to go into even more detail, consider joining the membership where we're running through chapter by chapter and skill area by skill area until we've covered the entire subject and all of my knowledge is transferred to you, the learner, but also as a group in the membership area of YouTube. I'm hoping that we're all going to become far better analysts in our own right. As Peter Hyatt said once, iron sharpening iron. And I've often remembered that as steel sharpening steel because I wasn't listening correctly. Iron sharpening iron. So what do we find with the forensic question? If Stephan actually injured his finger changing a flat tire on Route 192, why does Jennifer use double vague language? I'm repeating so that you're learning. Use double vague language when describing what he told her. Say, I think about an explanation supposedly given directly. Demonstrate mechanical ignorance, yet provide mechanical detail, except that he can't remember where this happened. And show certainty only about the visible band-aid, not the cause. So this is the pattern of her linguistics. And because we are actively listening, which is the skill of analysis, this is what we've seen. And this is a common pattern in deception. And Jenn uses this pattern. So the linguistic conclusion: the flat tire happened. It provides a legitimate explanation for the time delay and creates a plausible framework. But the injury explanation was, in my opinion, and it's not necessarily fact, I'm open to a genuine injury from the tire, but the language indicates otherwise. But the but we must remain open-minded. But the injury explanation was retrofitted afterwards, a convenient cover story to a real event. Jennifer's language reveals she doesn't believe the injury explanation either, even as she reports it. The injury existed before the flat tire is a very high possibility. The flat tire provided the perfect hook to explain a pre-existing wound that required a public explanation. A wound that may well have come from Madeline defending herself. The medical examiner discovered that Madeline was highly likely to have been strangled, and this would require using possibly the dog lead, because that comes up in the language and also comes up in the police questioning. But it certainly requires the hands to be close to the victim's head and throat. And so I think if Madeline was able to, I believe that she may well have been defending herself. And I believe that Stephan Sterns may well have received a bite injury. So this is the power of forensic linguistic analysis. It's not proof, but the language can lead us to begin to draw some conclusions. Had we heard about the flat tire, for instance, we'd be very interested in the location. The language always reveals what the speaker is trying to conceal to some extent. Watch how Jennifer's own words expose the construction piece by piece throughout the interview that follows. Okay, let's listen to a little bit more of the police interview with Jennifer Soto. And I'll play the tape from where we left off. If you haven't seen part one, after watching, you don't have to watch them first and independently. It's okay to carry on watching this one. But when you finish this analysis, go back and watch part one. It will make so much more sense for you. And we're going to play where we left off, which was the detective asking her how she felt.
Get her safely. Of course, I just have. Oh. But this investigation. How I missed the signs. What signs are you saying you missed?
Okay, sorry about the delay there.
What are you thinking about right now? How this can be true? How I missed the signs? What signs are you saying you missed? No, like I'm just saying, if there were any signs, I didn't see any. Right. Like these aren't. I'm not telling you. Like these aren't just Google images that we found. Like these are actual images. And I don't want you to. Don't. But this investigation has taken us down this road. So wherever you think, right now, we want to know so we can go get her safely. Of course, I just have no idea. Did Stephan ever take her back down to Newport, Rishi? Newport, Florida. Newport, Florida. I'm sorry.
Okay, for those who have been following VEROSCOPE, did you catch Jenn there? She said she couldn't finish the sentence. The no idea just ended. The sentence wasn't completed, so we put in a deceptive marker. If you caught that, well done.
Alone, though. Alone? You guys would go together? Yeah. Or I would drive down. Just hang out. Okay. So when Stephan would not stay at the house with you guys, where else would he stay? In his apartment in his house in Northport, Florida. That's it. But when he would visit here, he would always stay in your house? He would never go get a hotel or stay at a friend's house or anything like that? No, he'd stay at our place. Okay. Why did he go to Newport, Florida this morning? This morning? Yeah. I don't know. Oh, okay. I'm just curious. I heard a rumor that he possibly went down there. No. I don't know. That is maybe lost in translation. No, he didn't. We were in the hotel. If anything, he stepped out to go get some.
So did you catch that? No, he didn't. He was, we were. So here we have a cognitive overload pronoun switch. And so we would mark it.
Wow. Okay. But how long was he gone for? Does he have a new phone since we have his, or? I think his dad may have handed him a new phone. Okay, do you know?
There we had the qualifier, I think. She knows full well Stephan's been handed a new phone by his father because the police have his old phone. She's putting in too many deceptive markers. She's covering for him. She's, in my opinion, aware of the crime.
You know the phone number to that new phone? No. Okay. What's his dad do? Works in real estate. I think he's a broker. So look, we just need any information. Any. No, I know, but there's nothing I can give you.
We also look for leakage in statement analysis and forensic linguistics, and it's quite common for a guilty person to say things like, I know, too many times if they know. It's at the tip of their tongue. It's it's at the unconscious level. It comes out in the language. I know. It's so common. We hear it all the time.
Did you communicate with Stephan on the new phone with your phone? No. I just want to. I believe you. I want to believe you, but I won't believe you until I see actually. Are you sure?
So here she's saying that she doesn't believe the police. Her daughter's missing. It's quite incredible.
Do you want to see that?
She's now asking to see photographs of the crimes. And she won't believe the police until she sees these.
I'll go get it. Are you sure you want to see that? Take my word of advice. I wouldn't, blow smoke up your butt and tell you, that's a fake picture. I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. I'll be more than happy to show you those images, but I don't know if I would want to see those. But if you want to see them, that's your own prerogative. Can you tell me what's being done in the photos?
I'm just going to forward a little bit here because I don't want the description of the photos to appear on the audio.
Picture in her mouth.
So she's been told what's in the photographs and on the photographs.
Do you need any more water? Are you okay? I literally thought I was coming here for the press conference, but this is not what we're here for.
Now listen. She's just been told what's on the photographs in detail. The reaction. The reaction is, I thought I was coming here for a press conference. to me, a reaction like that, having been shown images of her daughter and the criminal Stephan Sterns, and having it explained to her in detail, it tells me that she's seen those images before. There is no shock. Instead, in her inside her mind, she compares why she's there, what she's just seen, and what she thought she was there for. And so much so that she then tells the police officer, I thought I was here for the press conference. It's quite incredible.
I know, and it's unfortunate that, these are the details that we found, but I think it's very important now that we kind of sit back, evaluate everything, and kind of think every step of the way where Stephan has been in the past, where be right now, because at the end of the day, we want to go get her.
Let's catch up with a little bit more of the analysis, because I know some of you are coming a long way, and I can see in the comments how much further as a group we've come. Now, the advantage that we're looking for in this group analysis on the VEROSCOPE channel in the comments is gradually revealing the truth, because you see what I miss and others see what you miss. And overall, we're really getting to a clear picture. Now, if Jenn Soto is ever arrested and charged, the evidence is mainly going to come from her actions and her words. So by doing this level of analysis and making it possibly available to those that wish to look, we may well be able to find evidence that would otherwise remain hidden. So the power of group in analysis is enormous. Even if somebody's got no training at all, they've got their gut feel. They've got their wisdom over decades. And very often it's the new, fresh set of eyes that sees the real pattern, the real picture. Obviously, having some skill helps as well. But don't decry those who just see things, because having trained quite a few people and having been on various training courses myself, learning this skill, it's amazing how much the new guy just sees. No one's told them you're not allowed to see that. You're supposed to have 10 years experience first. No one's told the person that, and so they immediately see the pattern. So don't be shy in sharing and commenting. Every comment helps. So new insight, the because pattern. Reason why without being asked. Jenn Soto says, I remember looking at the time going, I don't think he's going to be done in time running his errands to be back by 2:30 when I need to leave to go. We'll hear her say this later in on the audio. So statement analysis principle. Words like because, since, so, or to, very often used as a reason why, indicate sensitivity when the subject explains why something happened without being asked. And this comes back to our general principle of, are they conveying information or are they convincing us? And if they're convincing us, is there a sufficiently good reason why? I hope that makes sense. It'll all make sense as you hear me repeat this again and again and again on the various videos. So here we see Jenn Soto using convincing language and unnecessary information and unnecessary words combined with the because pattern. These words here, because, since, so, to, and if we were marking up the document, which we do, and you'll learn how to do so if you wish to, we would mark these in blue so that it makes it easier for us to see the pattern of convincing reason why language. So Jenn volunteers why she was concerned about Stephan's timeline. It affected her 2:30 departure. This explanation wasn't requested. The subject has an acute need to provide this information. Why? And so we would note that she has a very sensitive, acute need to provide this timeline information. This could be important intelligence for us. Significance. She feels compelled to explain her focus on his return time for her schedule. And this preemptive explanation suggests sensitivity about why she tracked his movements that day, but not for her daughter's safety. So, unnecessary information. Went to the hotel. We were in the hotel. If anything, he stepped out to go get some Wawa and then came back. So, the statement analysis principle: when information is given that appears unnecessary or unrelated, it is only unnecessary to the listener. It is important to the subject for a specific reason. So when we actively listen, we have to train ourselves not to be just interested in what we're interested in. We have to understand what the narrator is interested in. It's a difficult jump, but do you see the difference? And by having this jump where we are more interested in what they're interested in, we will interrupt them less. In other words, when the subject is pontificating with lots of unnecessary information and unnecessary words, in effect rambling and waffling, to most investigators, that's irrelevant. Let's get back to what I'm interested in, and they'll interrupt. And very often, by interrupting, they'll stop a goldmine of information coming out in the interview in this waffle. And it will prevent us seeing mathematically how long they take to get to the incident, and mathematically how long they talk after the incident. And then we can compare this to our knowledge in statements where a truthful person doesn't spend too long preamble. They spend the majority of their time in the actual incident of the statement. And then they also spend a surprisingly amount of time post